Oh man, I used to work at Walmart. I was working at Walmart for 2 years in the meat department. The third month I was into selling beats. I had the opportunity to quit my job, and I just walked out. I was making a lot of money.
Peace, what's going down? It's DJ Payne 1 for beatstars.com in the spot with a producer who's been on my radar a lot lately, probably on a lot of your radars as well. His name is Urban Nerd. He's killing YouTube right now. What's going down, sir?
What's going on, man?
First things first, how long have you been making beats?
9 years now.
Your beats are soulful and very organic. What are some of your favorite VSTs to use to achieve that sound?
I don't really use a lot of VSTs. I just use just like random sounds. Sometimes I get people who send me samples through email, and I usually just do that, or I just find a sample pack online or something. Or, I mean, it's whatever though. The mood is, before I go in the studio, and I'll just do it.
What are some of your favorite sources online for these types of samples, especially given the whole royalty-free versus non-royalty-free controversy that we've been seeing come up a lot this year?
I think for sample packs, I'll probably have to say just usually like the Drum Broker. I'll shout them out. They're pretty good with sample packs. And after that, it's just people just sending me samples through email, whatever or not.
And it looks as though you've been uploading beats online for about 7 years. So 2 years into your beat making journey, you started uploading beats online. Is that correct?
Yeah. Pretty much I started out just as like a beat tape. I used to put out beat tapes way back in the day with music videos and stuff like that. And I really just started taking the type beat, selling beats online seriously.
Okay, perfect. That's a great segue because I'm sure you learned a lot over the last 7 years. What would you say is the most valuable lesson you learned with regard to marketing your beats over the last 7 years?
Man, I'll have to say, you just got to be unique as possible. Like, just stay unique. Don't be a copycat. Just stay in your lane and make your own sound. And I think that'll take you a long way. And just be consistent with it and just continue to develop your sound and develop your fan base. And shit will just fall in and just start working for you.
So I went back and listened to some of your first YouTube beat uploads, which started around 7 years ago. And, your style has changed a lot since Swag Down the Drain. How did you find your sound? Because I know that's a question that a lot of producers ask. They're starting out, they're making beats, they're learning the process, but finding one sound isn't something you can just watch a YouTube tutorial and figure out how to do.
To find your sound, you just really have to find yourself and really discover what you like in music. You know what I'm saying? Like, just find your strong points, I would say, and just really get to know the music you're really trying to make. Like, say if you're making boom bap, soul type beats, just really get into like the era, the 90s era and stuff like that. Things like that. Just really immerse yourself into the genre or the music you're really trying to make out there. Because that's what I did. I just immersed myself into it, and I'm the product of it.
So how did you go through that process of self-discovery for yourself when it came to, going from the beats that you were making 7 years ago to your style right now, which you have really well defined?
When I first got FL Studio, I really didn't know what I was doing, and I really had to take time to actually learn and put in the man hours and learn what FL Studio really is. And when I did that, I just started, listening to different types of music like Flying Lotus, Jay Dilla, Madlib, the list goes on. I just really started being big fans of those. And I kind of, not saying copying them, but I kind of got inspiration from them. I was inspired by them to do the stuff I'm doing now, and that's what kind of helped me develop my sound, because it's really all about you not caring and not giving the F, just going in the studio and just making whatever's on your mind and whatever the vibe is. And that's what I just really do. So
back to SEO, would you say that YouTube is your biggest source of traffic for your online beat catalog?
Yeah, YouTube is definitely the major powerhouse for everything that makes everything go.
So let's talk about that, but I want to bring up the obvious first. J. Cole type beats. That's a competitive keyword.
Yeah.
It's not a keyword that anybody can rank on. And it seems like two producers dominate that keyword. One of those producers is Yondo and the other one is you.
Yeah.
How did you accomplish that? Because I can't imagine that it was just an easy keyword to find your niche in right away.
The J. Cole type beat, when I just do that, I've been doing it for a while, because when I first started making beats about 2 years ago, basically all I would do is just keep the descriptions the same and the tags the same in each video. And I guess somehow YouTube algorithm kind of picked that up. And another thing, it's really all about watch time. So my main thing is when I'm going to post a video on YouTube, I will try to make it more visual and more appealing. So when somebody goes on YouTube and types in J. Cole type beat, they can see the thumbnail I have or whatever, or when they click on the video, they can see it's just like a visual effects, because back in the day, I used to put, just random videos and trippy videos on my type beats. So I would say the watch time really plays a big time. So if more people watching your video and the longer they watch it, the more YouTube will suggest your video and rank you in that category. And that's what I pretty much did. I didn't really do too much after that.
Do you use any tools, SEO tools for keyword research that you would recommend for other producers?
I would try vidIQ. vidIQ is pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of producers use that that I've talked to in these interviews. I know this is a hard question. What is special about that anxiety beat that you uploaded that's almost to about 2 million plays right now?
Oh man, I don't know. It's just people just gravitate towards it. It's some videos, it's some beats that I will think personally, like, this is not my best, but when I put it out there, people really see like, wow, like this is an amazing beat, and they just tell people, they tell friends, they share it on social media, and it just blows up from there. Like,
okay, I mean, that definitely happened to me with one of my most viewed videos. It's not at 2 million, but it's at the 6-figure number. But are you saying that anxiety beat, when you made it, you didn't think that was one of your best beats, and somehow it just went viral?
Because when I made it, I was like, should I put it out there? Because it's one of those beats you're just trying to get out there. So I was just like, man, I don't know if I should put it out there, but some tell me, hey, just put it out there. And I did. And like just overnight, the first day, it got like 30K. And I was like, damn. So, you just gotta, even though you think the beat is bad, personally, you just really gotta take a chance. You know what I'm saying? You never know who's listening. You never know who will like it.
I don't know. I think what you just shared is a major gem for producers, just because a lot of them have anxiety about releasing material because they just don't think it's good enough. They don't think the public's going to respond to it.
Even though I'm not saying just put out bad work. Like you say, if you make a bad beat, just don't put it out there. But you just never know, If it's, when I made it, I was kind of like, I don't know if it's really going to do well. But I still knew it was a good beat, but I know I can make better. I'm just saying, just take a chance, just try something different. I tried something different on that beat, and it just took off.
To continue the conversation about YouTube and SEO, reaching 100,000 subscribers seems to kind of be like the big milestone, like the critical mass for consistent beat sales. Would you say that's true?
I mean, I was getting beat sales before 100K, but I would say, I guess people trust me more that I have 100K. I guess that's a benefit from it, but I haven't really seen like a spike in sales ever since I got it. It's just been the same, or it just, fluctuates.
There goes my fantasy. I thought once I hit 100,000, it was going to be over. I'm at 75 or something right now. So I'm like, I can't wait to hit 100,000. But okay, so there is a trust factor associated. Did you get the YouTube plaque for that? Did they send that to you?
Yeah, I actually did. I got it 8 weeks after I hit it.
Okay, dope. Well, congratulations on that. I'm late. But what strategy did you use to get people to subscribe?
I guess just being me. Just me being me, What I try to do with my music, especially when I upload to YouTube, I'll try to get people engaged to like actually experience the beat that they're actually listening to. So it will come down to the thumbnail, me choosing a thumbnail if it matches the beat, or me choosing the visual artwork to match the beat. And I guess that kind of draws people in. And I try to keep my sound authentic as possible. So I guess that plays a factor too into it, and just great customer service, just talk to your fans. I get a lot of DMs on Instagram, Twitter, yeah, a whole bunch of emails. And I try to reply to them as much as possible. You know, just staying connected with your fans, keeping your sound original as possible, being different, and just being fearless, basically.
So when did you make the transition to actually selling beat licenses online?
It was really an experiment to me because I remember in 2017, I remember I was still trying to do beat tapes and try to sell my beats through beat tapes and everything. And, you know, I did a couple of research of how to get my beats more to a broader audience. And I've realized what type beats really was. I realized what BeatStars was doing with their platform and everything. And I did more research onto it. And, you know, I said, okay, this is 2017. I'm going to see by a couple years how long this is going to take me, how I could do. And I was just testing it out. And it turned out to be pretty good. You know, it was just an experiment like I was just trying to do, you know, just to see where it would take me. And it did take me pretty far.
So that was a 2-year process then to where you are now.
Taking it serious, like taking it really seriously, because a couple years ago I was still, you know, doing like I'll throw an ASAP Rocky type beat there and would just do the rest of my beats by myself. But I think 2017 is really when I just really, okay, I'm really focused on type beats and the beat selling game. And that's where, you know, everything just took off from there.
Did you have a day job that you had to quit or cut your time down? Did you put yourself on a certain kind of schedule?
Oh, man, I used to work at Walmart. I was working at Walmart for 2 years in the meat department. So I remember I used to work at probably 8 in the morning to 10 at night. So I used to come home, I'd be exhausted, but I still used to knock out beats. The days I had off, I took full advantage of that. I just dedicated that whole day just to making beats, you know. And it's just really, you just got to grind. And I think about the third month I was into selling beats, I had the opportunity to quit my job, and I just walked out. You know, I was making a lot of money, you know, before I did that.
So what made you choose BeatStars as your platform for commerce and for beat licensing?
They do have success stories. And when I was looking into BeatStars and learning how to sell beats, I like their professionalism. I like how they give you a domain. What's it called?
The subdomain right on the pro page.
Yeah, like the player, they give you the HTML player, and they make everything convenient for you to sell beats, basically. You know, they give you a platform for you to shine, you know. And I think it's a great thing for producers right now.
So I want to focus on two things that you said. One, which was that when you were ready to try out selling beat licenses online, you did a lot of research. The other thing was that even though you had a full-time job with hours that any reasonable human being would regard as completely unreasonable, which is 8 to 10, oh my God, you still made time to focus on your beats, which takes a lot of self-discipline, to say nothing of sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's not typical. You don't see that within the artist community. You see a lot of people who claim to want to make their art a career, but the second they get free time from their job, which I guess they'll use as a reason for why they can't make their art a career, because they have a job and they want that security. But when they do have free time, they use that free time to unwind from the job.
I guess me really focusing and really telling myself that if I want to continue my music career, I would have to make certain sacrifices. So especially when you're trying to sell beats online, it's a very competitive thing to be going into. So you just have to have a certain mindset when you go into it. You just got to be disciplined. You got to discipline yourself. You got to put yourself on a schedule. So say if you're working at a 9 to 5, probably 10 hours a day or something like that, the days you have off or the time that you have when you get home, if you don't have anything else to do, you should be putting that time towards your beats or your business. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all just about discipline and how you conduct yourself and your mindset and what you're trying to do. will help you.
Do you think discipline is what separates the hobbies from the professionals?
Yeah, of course. Of course. It takes a lot of discipline to be successful, I think. Just executing your goals and just getting stuff done. Just you got to have a mindset, man. You just got to have a mindset when you go into this. You just got to, it's either you do it or you don't, basically.
What is one thing you wish that the producer community would do more of?
I want them to be more fearless when they go into making beats, because I know how it is to be kind of overwhelmed going in the studio, making your beats and stuff like that. I would say just try different things, and see what works for you. Stick to your sound and just be original. I think that will take you a long way. Just standing out in a game that's kind of oversaturated, especially on YouTube, just standing out will probably help.
To flip that coin then, what is something that you wish the online producer community would do less of?
Another tough question. I would say the drama. I guess there's drama,
I've noticed that lately more than ever. It's like the spotlight's on us, so we're just
giving
the people the show suddenly.
We're the new stars. That's why, we're the new stars of the music industry, the music world, basically.
You think it's just like a product of the perceived saturation that makes people maybe competitive in an unhealthy way, or maybe that pushes them towards not being as fearless on a musical level as they could be?
I mean, that should definitely push you to do better. If you think that your music is not going to be out there because it's so saturated, that should be able to push you to do, more and try stuff differently, just experiment with your sound and see whatever works for you. I think if it's that, but end of the day, I think you should just still put your music out there. You never know who's listening.
You often hear that the online beat licensing world is just too saturated. You can't make it, just try something else. But you did it recently. I mean, 2017, you said, is when you got serious about it. I think 2018 is when I got serious about it. And, we're doing this as our jobs. And I think we're proof that it's not too saturated, but I think a lot of people perceive it that way, and that creates this kind of like psychological barrier from them wanting to go all the way into it.
It's not saturated in the sense that you can't make money. It's saturated to the sense that majority of producers are kind of doing the same thing, and for you to stand out, you just have to be the one to stand out, be the anomaly in the bunch. Everything is saturated, even the real world. If you go into business, if you just different fields, everything is saturated. For you to stand out, you got to bring a good resume. You got to have acquired skills or something, whatever you want to call it. You just got to stand out of the bunch, basically.
Yeah, I had that conversation the other day when people said, the music world is way too saturated. There are too many rappers, too many producers. It's like, yeah, but pick a job. There are too many of them. Everyone's competing for a position. That's why some people don't get jobs and other people do, because there's a lack of opportunities. So it's always going to be like that. So where can people find your beats? What's the best place?
UrbanNerdBeats.com, Urban Nerd Beats on BeatStars, and Urban Nerd Beats on Spotify, Google Play, and iTunes.
Oh, by the way, when did you go from Nerd Beats to Urban Nerd Beats?
That's a good question. I don't even know. Probably 5 years ago. But I was always Urban Nerd. Like, I had Urban Nerd, Nerd Beats, then just Urban Nerd Beats all together.
Okay, what kind of nerd are you then?
I like video games. I'm a true nerd. I like video games. I like technology.
I feel like there are different kinds of nerds. There are like the technology nerds. There are the like the Renaissance fair nerds. I don't see any any chainmail in the background, so I don't think you're one of those. There are the literature nerds. There are the like the classical D&D type nerds. I
mean, I'm just a musical nerd. When it comes to video games, I could take you. You know what I'm saying? Just urban nerd.
Got you. How do people follow you on social media?
Urban Nerd Beats on all platforms.
Got it. Once again, appreciate your time, appreciate your wisdom. Much continued success to you.
You too, man.
Thank you for completely blocking me and hundreds of thousands of other producers from the J. Cole type beat keyword.